Absolute Superman 1, the last Kryptonian. The iconic S-shield dominates, split with a gritty, earthy texture. The title Absolute Superman blazes above, with the creative team credited Jason Aaron, writer, Rafa Sandoval, artist, Ulises Arreola, colorist. A bold promotional spread announces Cassandra Cain's return in her own solo series, part of DC's All-In initiative launching November. The page teases the deadliest mother-daughter team-up in comic book history, years ago. 9 million light-years from Earth, the planet Krypton was ruled by its cities. We're introduced to the world's visual grandeur, massive crystal spires, red sun glowing in the distance. The narration establishes Krypton's city-states. The narrative zooms into Kandor, a city of lab-grown gardens and lava-powered energy plants, with supercapacitors the size of skyscrapers made entirely of sunstone crystal. The ruling Science League has introduced Krypton's elite, harnessing their red sun's energy for progress. At all costs. The narration takes a personal turn. They were the Kryptonian ruling class, the most venerated minds on the planet, parents. And mine were not among them. We meet Lara El and her family laborers working the Red Lands. Rain is late. Her husband, Tor-El, Jor-El, in this continuity, struggles with the failing cloud systems. The dialogue feels earthy, working class. Rain's late. Sky Department must be having trouble maintaining cloud systems with all these gemstorms. Lara reveals her practical expertise. She's a mechanic keeping old farming equipment running. She's been locked out of the Science League for illegal sciencing. Their son, Kal, is mentioned. He loves strawberries, has gone into the mine thousands of times. The narration builds. Their world is defined by class, the League at top, the Labor Guild at bottom. But Lara and Tor wear their status with pride. We were the children of the sun, those who made their way with their own 2 hands. Visual spreads of Krypton's rigid class structure, the Labor Guild's shame, the League's privilege. Lara and Tor's defiance is framed as noble. People like my parents wore it with pride. Rain finally arrives. Lara and Tor retreat inside. The narration reveals Lara's backstory. She was an exemplary student, destined for great things until she wrote an essay criticizing Krypton's lack of funding for interstellar exploration. For this, she was labeled unruly and forbidden from ever applying to the Science Academy. She was 9 years old. She wanted to be an astronaut. Warning klaxons blare. Instability alert! Evacuate the mine immediately! Workers scramble as Tor-El, the engineer, assesses the situation. His gut is twisted in knots this time, feels different. A cleric manager dismisses Tor's concerns, demanding the miners return to work. Tor insists on launching drill probes to check stability. The cleric threatens him. "You'll be digging ditches in Mundru Tundra by the time I'm through with you." The narration reveals Tor-El was set to graduate the Science Academy with impeccable marks, but at his graduation, he condemned the League's environmental recklessness. The mine begins to collapse. Chaos erupts. Tor's narration continues. My father was laughed out of his graduation, out of his position in the League, out of his life as he knew it. Page 12. Tor and Lara escape the collapsing mine. Tor's words echo. Their pillaging of Krypton's natural resources was endangering the planet. Without drastic reforms could someday lead to global catastrophe. But he was right. Tor and Lara escape the collapsing mine. Tor's words echo. Their pillaging of Krypton's natural resources was endangering the planet. Without drastic reforms could someday lead to global catastrophe. But he was right. A sweeping, devastating splash page. Krypton shatters. The cities fall. The farms, the crystal mountains, all of it. All of it. All of my world was done. Only a sliver of Krypton remains. The narration shifts. Almost all of it. Title card. Now. Earth. Brazil. Snow falls on the favela outside the Lajes Creek diamond mine. But this isn't natural snow. It's a blizzard of carcinogens. Asbestos. Workers are trapped by Lazarus Corp, forced to mine at gunpoint. Hazard pay. 1,500 reais, roughly $300. The mine extracted $200 million in diamonds the previous year. The narration is brutal. These miners expect that what they do here in this darkness will be the death of them. They do it nonetheless. The workers discover something impossible: diamonds that have already been crushed, asbestos that has vanished from the air. One worker insists. We say nothing. Our work here is done. Our left is for us to take these diamonds to the surface. Night. A mysterious stranger sits alone. Workers whisper he speaks. Portuguese, Spanish, English. An old indigenous man thinks he's a wild boy of the Amazon who speaks only gibberish. A festival barbecued boar, grilled plantains, cachaca. The stranger is invited to join. A young woman approaches him. The wonders of your world. What is worth this? Industries that run on suffering. He asks, how do you know what is the truth? And what if you have nothing? She replies, when you have fighting, that truth is worth working for. The stranger, Kal-El, thanks her and walks away. Morning. The Peacemaker's Lazarus Corps enforcers demand to know who discovered the diamonds. They threaten violence. A head count reveals all but one worker is present. Kal-El is found. The Peacemakers order him to surrender. He stands his ground. Years of running, all across this planet. Always misery. Except this time I've left myself weak and sun-starved. The narration flashes back. Dreaming of a time so long ago! When I still knew who I was, a voice whispers, Kal-El. The Peacemakers open fire. Kal-El activates his armor. It shifts and morphs around him. Bullets bounce off. Maybe it's for the best I hadn't already left. Because after years of watching these people treat the poorest and lowest among them as little more than cattle, Kal-El charges forward. Tired of running. Kal-El's AI companion, SOL, analyzes the Peacemaker's tech. Interesting. Like the other Lazarus Corp forces we've encountered, their weapons and armor incorporate technology not native to this galaxy. Kal-El asks, will they live if I hit them? Sol, yes, but I still advise against Kal-El. I know what you're going to say, Sol, but we're not leaving until the miners are safe. Kal-El fights. His solar energy levels are dangerously depleted, but he pushes on. He blames himself. These workers are in danger, and it's my fault. The workers escape. Kal-El is hit, wounded. Sol urges him to leave. Kal-El, you must leave now. Sol pleads. Do not engage. Do not risk your life for these people. Leave this place. Return to the shadows. Please, you must never forget the lesson of Krypton. Some worlds simply cannot be saved. Not from themselves. The Peacemakers call in reinforcements. Director Lazarus wants Kal-El a leave. Agent Lois Lane arrives on the scene, observing the chaos. Definitely the same subject as the Botswana and Dharavi incidents. There's some kind of interference with the images. It's the suit. Like living armor. Sol! Kal-El, no. You know you cannot control your... Kal-El falters. He collapses. Maybe you're right, Sol. This was a bad idea. And I don't really... I feel so great. This is Agent Lane. Custody. Move and I fry your face. Superman. His eyes. What's she doing with his Ga? Enough. Shut me down. Kal, it is my mission to protect you, to guard the last living vestige of the House of El. So I must urge you. Yet again. Absolute Superman Uno. The Last Kryptonian. Jason Aaron Writer. Rafa Sandoval Artist. Becca Carey Letterer. Ulysses Areola Colorist. Dust of Krypton Part 1. Down in the Dirt. This is the story of the Man of Steel reimagined for a new era. The Nevada Desert. Lazarus Corp Radvent Department. Well now, what have we here? Scrumptious new toy? Wonder where you came from? Central Kansas. Kent property of Lazarus Corp. The mystery deepens! What is Lazarus Corp doing with the Kent farm? Years ago. Krypton. The Redlands. Tor. Oh. My Rao. A young Kal-El appears. Dad? Are you okay? Lara comforts him. Your father's going to be fine, Kal. We're all going to be all right. Whatever this is, we'll get through it the way we always do. Together. Next, Superman vs. Lois Lane. Tor-El reveals radiation burns. He whispers, Lara. The beauty of it. Remember it like this. Once it's gone, Lara realizes the truth. He found something that could doom or save Krypton. He must test it before warning anyone. But then, where's Kal? Their son is missing. Ads for AEW Wrestling and other DC titles. Teen Titans, Starfire. DC All-In promotion. The closing pages detail DC's All-In Initiative new series launching November, including Batgirl, Justice League Unlimited, JSA, Black Lightning, and The Question. The creative and editorial credits roll. The end final page. The last Kryptonian DCP. The issue concludes with Kal-El's fate uncertain, Lazarus Corp's grip tightening, and the promise of a confrontation between Superman and Lois Lane. The Matic Summary Absolute Superman Hashone reimagines the Man of Steel as a child of laborers. His parents were not scientists but farmers, outcasts from the ruling class who defied Krypton's corruption. A ghost on Earth, he has been running for years, hiding, helping in shadows, avoiding attachment. Exhausted, he is sun-starved, weakened by a lifetime of flight and fight. A rebel, he refuses Saul's counsel to abandon Earth. He will fight for the powerless, even if it costs him everything. Captured Lois Lane has him. But she may find he is not the enemy she expects. The central question, can a world that has forgotten hope be saved by a son of a dead world who has forgotten himself? All in the new Absolute era begins.